So, looks like I'm not ready. Okay. So now I'm going to choose one side and I'm going to, well, first I'm going to actually do the bottom. So we're going to stitch the two bottoms together and then we're going to pick one side and we're going to stitch that side. So this is like a 1/2 inch seam allowance. And then I'm going to stitch one of the sides, not both of them, because you have to have an opening to twist it. Okay, now I have a ton of threads and kind of a messy looking thing. I'm going to trim off all the excess threads so don't become a pain in the neck later. And then we're going to trim this. Trim the side. I'm going to trim this up. And then we're going to go up where the casing, we don't want to mess up the casing. And I trim this side. And then we're not going to trim this, right? Because we still have to sew this part. And we're going to trim the bottom. So this, all the sides that you sewed, we're going to trim. Now we're going to turn it inside out. Here we go. And we're going to, you can feel that that piece of metal is still in place. And we're going to secure that after we iron it. It's better to iron it. It'll look nicer. But again, if you are an expert, you can go ahead and make that before, but I'm going to do it on the iron first. So we're going to iron out the mask, and you can see it's showing some shape. Just going to iron the seams. And this is secure, but my other one fell out. The stay stitch did not work. So I am actually going, what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip these in by the same amount that they would be sewn, 1/2 inch, and iron it. Kind of clean it up a little. Then I'm going to put this in here and pin it and sew this again, like create a seam going 2 seams this way to secure this plastic and to seal this final, it's the final seal. So now we're going to do the top stitching on all these, and this is a little bit tricky, so don't feel like it, if you could just get one, we could maybe finish it here. You're gonna look right along the edge, and mine is not very neat. But so that's one seam, and that seals the entire thing. But then, because this is where all the tension is, we're going to do it again to create some more strength. And this time we're going to go about 1/2 inch from the edge. There's that. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Even though it's already sealed, we're going to do a double top stitch. And then the last thing is we're going to top stitch that piece of metal in place. So I can feel my metal is right here to here. Let me just move it till it's even. Then I'm going to start in the middle I'm going to top stitch along the edge until I feel it. I keep my needle in the fabric, and I'm just going to give it, like, bring it in. On that side, then I'm going to do the same thing on this side, starting in the middle. Go along the edge. I feel it stopped here, so I'm going to wait to put my needle in, and then I'm going to bring it down, bring it over to the edge. So now that metal piece will stay in place, it's secure. And now we're done. We're just going to take off all of the extra threads for a finish. And then we're going to do one last thing, and we're going to steam it so that it's sanitized from our own germs, because we don't want to spread anything to anyone else. So the last part is, I'm going to ask you if you have rubber gloves to put them on. And from now on, handle the mask using the rubber gloves. They don't know how long the virus stays in fabrics, but it does stay in plastic for up to 3 days. So we know we want to be as careful as possible. And we're just going to steam it, every corner of it. I mean, 80 degrees was supposed to kill the virus, but this is way more than 80 degrees. Steamed water. I think that's good. And then we're just gonna fold it. And what I would do is wait till it is cool, but for the sake of this video, to show you what to do, we're gonna take a plastic bag and we're gonna put it in there. You can put up to 5 in one Ziploc to save on Ziplocs, because I know all these things are becoming more valuable, and you can return them this way to us. If you are not able to steam it or you don't have plastic gloves, then just return it without being in a plastic bag, and we will steam them here. Thank you.